Hello Aquarius, welcome to your October love reading. This is for any and all Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and North nodes in Aquarius. So we're just going to take a little look-see into your month of October and see what it is that you need to hear, what's coming up for you in love, alright? So I've got a couple of messages for you right off the bat, my friend. I wanted to say, for some reason, well, it was not for some reason, in Capricorn's reading, I set my hair on fire. And it still stinks. That was probably about 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago now. And it absolutely friggin' stinks. So I found that interesting for some reason when I was getting ready to do your reading. I just thought, you know what? For some of you guys, I think there's a message about be careful of the smoke around you. Be careful of the fire around you. Be careful of setting things on fire. Just sort of be careful with fire, fire is sort of coming up. Don't set your hair on fire. It doesn't end well. So yeah, anyway, that's just a quick little message for you guys. Now, when I was vibing out and channeling some messages for you and listening to your songs, I was actually getting a feeling as though I feel like you guys, your minds could be taking you in all different places in the month of October, especially when it comes to love. I feel like on the one hand, you're a little bit lonely and isolated. On the other hand, you have someone in your sights and you're really wanting to go for them. So it's kind of weird. And it's not so much lonely as it is just maybe, you're isolated, you're in hermit mode, or you've been in hermit mode for a while, or it just feels as though it's a really sort of dualistic energy. And then when I pulled your astrology cards, you had Gemini come out, so it's definitely that dualistic vibe for sure, where it's I get Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde vibes from Gemini sometimes. You get the good side and it's all good, you get the bad side and it's fucking horrible. Sorry for my swearing, I'm trying not to swear, so sorry. But yeah, pretty much it's just going back and forth, and it's quite all over the place. So you also got Grand Cross Provoker, which is definitely a card of some conflicts and a card of just turmoil and turbulence, and it's what it's talking about essentially is in an astrological chart is when there's four planets that are literally all, see how in that picture, they're all opposing each other, and it turns into sort of a grand cross, everything's sort of communicating with one another, but it's almost a sort of fight. It's a battle of wits in a way. That's what I get with Gemini as well. It's a battle of wits, trying to, everyone's trying to outdo the other. And in the end, it's in order to create a healthy balance and to bring something super strong forth, but it's not an easy to deal with energy whatsoever. And so I feel as though that could be that your mind this month is sort of getting in your way at times. It could be that you're just thinking a little bit too much, and your thoughts are literally provoking you to maybe say things or do things that are not of benefit to you or really anyone, or the people that you're in relationship with, or person I should say. But not all in harems. I don't know why that's bad. Anyway, you also had at the bottom of the deck 10th house. So this month your relationships have got a lot to do with work, or just with your career, with your legacy, with the way you are putting yourself out there in the world. Could even be that some of you guys are meeting someone at work, or that there's someone that I'm also getting the image of someone that works in a bar, say, and you go to this bar all the time, and it's a bartender, and you just sort of head over heels for them, and eventually you speak to them. So it's take it however that's going to resonate. But I feel as though in the month of October for you guys Aquarius, your love has a lot to do, and your relationships have a lot to do with where you are in the world and where you're putting yourself, and just how you're expressing yourself out to the world. And with Gemini, I think you're talking a lot. You could even be provoking people. You could even be getting a little bit argumentative at times. So I feel that's coming up to sort of say, be careful of what you say and how you say it and who you say it to. If you're trying to, it's just sort of think before you say vibes. If you're trying to entice anyone, or you know, talk with someone that you've just met or whatever, or, you know, even talk to someone from your past. Think before you say. So here are some of the things that I wrote down, I channeled for you before I started pulling cards. So it was the word sexy, attractive, can't get enough of you. So for some of you, I feel as though like it's that vibe, as though definitely like going back to like that imaginary scenario with the bartender. It's like there's someone that you kind of like have in your mind's eye with that Gemini especially, that you just can't sort of stop thinking of, like you're really attracted to them and they're attracted possibly to you. And I feel like you find them like really sexually attractive, like you're really sort of wanting to like put your feelers out. You had get out. So it's funny because I didn't actually write that as in like someone saying get out. I felt that more as in like get out into the world, which is interesting because that was before I pulled the world card. So it's almost like you need to take yourself outside of your comfort zone a little bit. You need to take yourself out of your normal everyday experiences and like go somewhere new, try something new, try something different. This could even be like with the partner you already have, just like getting out of the same old things that you guys constantly do together and like doing something different. So you also had fire. Oh, I want you. So, you know, there's a deep desire, because then next thing was fire and desire. So it's like that fiery passion, because there's like the feeling of like deeply wanting someone. You know, you're so attracted to someone. You want something so much, that it can sometimes even cause like, I feel like with that provoker coming out, it could even sort of cause conflict within yourself and within other people, but probably mostly within yourself, because maybe you don't want to come on too strong, but you're sort of just like obsessive. And that's easy to, I understand that, Aquarius. I have my Mercury and my Venus in Aquarius. We're obsessive as hell. Like if we get interested in a topic, we just like, woohoo! We just want to run with that ball, you know? Like we just get obsessed. It's all about the obsession. I don't know why it is with Aquarius. Ouch, I just poked my pimple. Don't poke your pimples. That could hurt. It does hurt. So anyway, we have mind in a million places. So that's very much with that Gemini, I think, coming out, definitely. Like I think you guys are sort of overthinking a little bit and just letting your mind take you, probably like with that world coming out, like your mind is like taking things like big and bright and huge and broad. I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. I just feel as though there's an element of realisticness that needs to come into your life, really, because with that 10th house, the world, it's like, it's one thing to imagine and think about what you want and to like believe that you're going to have it. It's another thing to take the action steps towards actually achieving it. So I don't know why this is so random, but I wrote down Frodo. So I don't know if some of you guys are watching Lord of the Rings this month, or you're meeting someone that reminds you of Frodo, or you're just like, you have a kindred soul connection with the character Frodo. I don't know. You guys are gonna have to let me know what that Frodo's about. Could even have a dog named Frodo. I don't know. There's a Frodo coming up somewhere. You might even look like the guy who plays Frodo. I don't know. Really interesting. But then the next message I had was, you're too young to be lost. So that's the thing. You're too young to be lost, Aquarius. Sometimes I feel like your smarts, your mind, your intelligence gets the better of you, and you're too smart for your own good at times, because it's like, I think Aquarius alongside with Pisces, like you're the last two signs of the zodiac, you can tend to indulge, I feel, and just like I said before, obsessed, like become too caught up in a certain thing, or like just too disassociated in a way too, because I see Aquarius and Pisces as very similar energies, and I feel like it's because both Aquarius and Pisces can really disassociate themselves from their physical bodies. I feel like Aquarius a little bit probably easier even than Pisces, because Pisces will like, you know, they'll just take themselves out and try and like meditate into another dimension, whereas I feel like Aquarius, you guys will just disconnect from your emotions completely, and you'll sort of like, I feel like Aquarius can be like a robot. So, you know, just don't be a robot. You are too young to believe that there's nothing out there for you. You know, if you're really struggling in love and thinking like there's no one out there for me, or I'm just never going to find like the perfect relationship, or why me, why does this always happen, sort of thing. I think it's pretty important that you remember that you're only young, and it doesn't matter how old you are. Like, you could be 60 watching this. You're only young, far out. Like, come on. We're as old as we feel. So, you know, don't judge or condemn yourself for being any certain sort of kind of way, because you're more than that. Anyway, the next thing we had was quiet, nostalgic, isolated, I miss you, and music reminds me of you. So there is someone that you do miss 100%. And that's why I feel like I'm getting that, like, in between worlds. Like, it could be that you're missing someone from your past, but you're sort of actually still, like, focusing on someone in your future. It's like releasing someone from a while ago and having your eye on someone else, but they've still sort of got a little bit of attachment left for that past person. So, you know, there's someone that you're definitely feeling really nostalgic about, that you're missing. It could even be causing you to be a bit quiet and isolated, and that's why I think that world is coming out, because you're needing to put yourself out there in the world a little bit, because you've held yourself in. You've been really like I feel like there's been so much conflict, maybe even around you, that you've started to like really take yourself back and really take yourself in. I'm literally seeing a snail going into their shell. So, you know, I think Spirit is definitely calling for you this month to spend a little time like getting out and about and just bringing your energy out of hibernation, in a way, is the vibe I'm feeling. So let's have a look now at what your strengths are. No, we're going to start with your weaknesses. What is Aquarius's weaknesses in the month of October regarding love? Oh my god! You literally got love. Aquarius. Your weakness is love. Aww. Wow. So, yeah, and you know what? I'm seeing two hearts. So I feel as though your heart is like, at times it's split between two different people, or just two different ways of being, or two different options, two different situations. I'm not sure, but it feels as though sometimes you feel split. Like there's, you know, there's a part of yourself that you need to compartmentalize and like turn away from. And I feel like, you know, that's coming out as a weakness. And at the bottom of the deck, we have turmoil, and it was in reverse. So, you know, all this turmoil that's been surrounding you, and that's a tree, so it could have to do with your family. The turmoil between your family has made it difficult for you to love. It's made it difficult for you to accept love. It's made it difficult for you to give love. It's made it difficult for you to, I feel like, connect with someone in a way that feels as though it's like really honest and authentic. And it's like, I feel as though it's easier for you to focus on like your career, or it's easier for you to focus on just like your legacy in this world, or what you're interested in, what you're drawn towards, than it is to focus on love. I think love actually causes an awful lot of like, what's the word? Is there a word? Like, I'm hearing provocation. Like, you know, the word provoked. Like, I feel like love is sort of what causes the most turmoil within your life, because it does stem from like a family root. It does stem from like maybe even, you know, situations with your family that have ended badly, or looking at parents that have not been really overly good role models in the whole love department. So, you know, your weakness in the month of October being love itself definitely talks about needing to find that love within yourself first, and not really putting your heart into anyone else until you've put your love into yourself. Because, you know, there's that classic quote that says, you can't love anybody else until you love yourself. And it sounds so cheesy, but it's so true. I'm sorry, like, it's legit. It's legit. You cannot love another person if you don't love yourself. You're only going to hurt that other person in the end. You're only going to end up hurting yourself, because you can't, I just heard we accept the love we think we deserve from Perks of Being a Wallflower. I remember reading that quote when I was 18, and I loved it, but I didn't quite understand it. And there was the other quote in that where he said, we are infinite. And it's funny because I didn't quite understand that then either. Now I get it so well. Like, we accept the love we think we deserve. If we think we deserve a half-assed love, we're going to accept a half-assed love. and not even realize that that's what we're accepting until it's too late. So this month is all about you actually regaining and finding that love within yourself again, so that you can connect with yourself, so that you can have a relationship that feels like it's beneficial, that it's mutual, so that you can like have conversations with people and communicate with people in a way that actually brings about change and doesn't just bring about arguments. Because I feel like with you guys, sometimes maybe your intelligence is even a little bit like, what's the word? Threatening to your partners or previous partners or just people around you, and they don't like the fact that you are who you are, that you say what you say, that you're into what you're into. Like, you know, like I said, Aquarius, we are obsessive AF. You know, if we're the space aliens of the zodiac, you know, so accept that about yourself. It's fine, it's cool, it's cruisy. If you can't find somebody physically right now that accepts you for that, well then right now isn't the time to be in a relationship, because this is all coming up about you. That's what I found really interesting about all these readings that I've done for the month of October. So much, like, I'm trying to read for like you guys and another person, the person that you're thinking of, and yet what's coming up is pretty much a big spiel from Spirit about you. Like everybody's just getting like a pep talk from Spirit, and it's pretty much saying like, you need to make your life about you before you make your life about love. It's pretty much what's coming up. So what is your strength in the month of October regarding love, Spirit? What is Aquarius' strength? Friendship, cool, and connectivity in the reverse. So there are connections out there for sure, and that's that Gemini energy as well, where it's like communicating and connecting with people and putting your voice out there. So this is putting yourself out there. You literally had get out. So like get out, talk, have a chat to people, be a bit more open than you've ever been before. And this could even be like with your partner, like talk to them more, get out, connect with them, pay attention to them, like go do something fun together, that sort of thing. So friendship as your strength. It's interesting because your weakness is love, but your strength is friendship. So this month is not about love so much and trying to, you know, get all lovey-dovey and stuff. I feel as though it's about making friends with yourself and making friends with your partner, friends with the person that you're you know, you've got a crush on or whatever. But talking to your friends as well in just in general, and like being open and honest and having that connection. And I think, you know, it's interesting. This feels to me as though it's a bit more about like putting yourself out there and connecting with people than it is about like finding a particular lover. And Gemini is interesting because Gemini does rule over like small knit groups, community, like people close to you. It's those close sort of connections that we have, and friendship came out right under it. So it's like this month to you is about maintaining friendships and creating new friendships and new soul bonds. And I think that that's actually going to help you in love, because it feels to me like if you don't have a specific role model, if you've never seen something lived out in a certain way before, well then you're not going to really actually know that it's possible. So it's important to see what's possible, what's out there, you know. If you have only ever seen parents that argue and fight, well then you're only going to really know that. And so by putting yourself out there, getting out, meeting new people, this could even be traveling, like getting out in the world and experiencing new things, then you're going to like sort of, I feel like it's like nurturing that solar plexus energy, nurturing the confidence that you have within yourself, because it all comes down to you. And then once you have sort of balanced and realized and come to the conclusion of how just deserving you are of a high vibe relationship that really suits you, that's going to make it sort of a lot easier for you to actually have that divine connection with somebody else. So, you know, I think love's pretty much this month is going to be a little bit of a tender spot for you, but I think friendship and connections are going to be something that's a little bit more easy and more fun. Like I feel it's like fun. Like you guys need some fun. Is the message for you guys. So how is Aquarius showing up in the month of October regarding love, please, Spirit? How is Aquarius showing up in October. Cool. Sun. Enjoy success and happiness. So you guys are going to be happy. You guys are going to be actually feeling really good. But I think it's because you're focusing. Oh, I just pulled 2 cards for you. I didn't mean to, but yellow, we're going to go for it. Now, I want you to think of a person, Aquarius, whoever it is that you're dealing with, and we're going to pull 2 cards for them and see how they're showing up in the month of October. So we got one already. Divine Masculine. I like that. I like that. It doesn't have to be an actual male, but it just sort of tells me that they've got like a really divine masculine energy, and that can be masculine in the female as well. We both have both. So between you both, you have Stargazer, set your sights higher. So that's what I was talking about just before with, like, you know, if you've only ever seen relationships that are pretty average, well then you're sort of going to grow up believing that you deserve something average, and Spirit wants you to have something that's a lot bigger, that's brighter, that's higher, that's more cosmic. And like I said just before, like, we're the space aliens, us Aquariuses. So, you know, this is your space alien friends coming in and saying, yes, you're a space alien, and accept that, because you're totally weird and totally different. And that's the best thing about you, Aquarius. You're supposed to be totally weird and different. All right. Wow. Your person's got a lot of... Wow, this is interesting. You got all this orange and yellow energy, and your person has got like hell green energy. So for you guys, the month of October in love is all about your sacral and your solar plexus chakra, which is all about that nurturing of yourself, that creative inspiration. Your lower chakras, to me, are your connection with the earth, and it's the connection that roots you into yourself. And, you know, the solar plexus is all about confidence and radiance and just putting yourself out there and being authentic yourself. It's like yellow energy as well, so there's a lot of yellow energy for you. But these guys who you're thinking of, your person, they're all... green, and green is the heart chakra. Green is healing, green is love, green is compassion. So it feels to me as though with you guys, you've got the sun, enjoy success and happiness, and you have fire guardian, ignite your passions. There's nothing brighter and hotter in our solar system than the sun, and you have the fire guardian. So this month is actually really, really good for you. I think that it's provoking you, and this could be this provoker coming up. It's talking about something recently in your past that could have happened that has caused this sort of like this realization that you need to deal with these aspects of love. And literally we have fire guardian, ignite your passions, and I wrote down fire and desire. So that's like super duper interesting. It's like you want love and you want something. It could even be the world. Like you want to travel. You want a relationship that you can travel in. Or you just want to follow your passions. You want to create something passionate in this world. And I think the more you focus on your passions, the more you're actually going to attract love to you. Enjoy success and happiness. Like you're going to be feeling really good this month. You're in your power this month. You're going to be creative as absolute F. Like, I just feel like you guys, like, look, he's literally holding that ball, like, using his spiritual powers. I feel like you're really spiritually connected. You guys could even be working, like, with candle magic. Like I was saying just before, I set my hair on fire with this candle. And I had to tell you guys to be careful of fire. So some of you guys are going to be working candle magic. Please be careful if you are. Do not set your hair, your house, or anything on fire. Please. There's a lot of fiery energy here, guys. Like, look at all this yellow for you. Look at all this yellow. Your solar plexus chakra is just like, work with me, confidence, fun, play, creativity, inner child, excitement. Like, it's really exciting energy. So your person is coming out, it says stag, trust and thrive, and medicine guardian, be open to healing information. So I feel as though you're going through a healing process with your person. Your person is also in the process of healing. This month you guys could actually have some communication about healing. You could really be talking with that Gemini about what like needs to be healed, or how to heal the relationship, or what's working for one of you, like what isn't working for the other. Like just getting really honest and talking about what needs to be talked about. And this is Archangel Raphael vibes coming out as well. So if any of you guys, vibe with Archangel Raphael, then he is here with you for sure. He is the healer, and he is here for healers. So that's the thing, Aquarius, too. I feel as though you're definitely a healer, 200%. But it's interesting because you're an air sign, but I'm getting a lot of fiery energy from you. So I feel like it is actually really like important for you to maybe get more fiery. It could even be that you need to be a little bit more assertive in going out and getting what you want, because that's how I believe that you are healing this relationship with this person. So it feels as though trust and thrive, like as you allow thriving within yourself, as you allow yourself to like nourish friendship. It could even be that you are literally talking to someone and they are a friend, and the more time you spend like opening up and being yourself and just expressing who you are in a passionate, authentic, playful, fun way, this person's going to find like a lot of healing in that, and they're going to actually like want to be more open, and they're going to trust you more, and they're going to like be open to hearing what you have to say, because it says here being open to healing information. You have healing information. So yeah, I feel as though the person that you're thinking of, the person that you're dealing with, is definitely like they are going through a big integration within themselves, and I feel as though they're actually connecting to the earth a little bit more. They might be grounding themselves a little bit more and spending a little bit more time out in nature and just sort of trying to like fill their own cup with a bit more love and healing vibes. It feels as though they've been through their own sort of like dark night of the soul sort of vibe, and I think you both actually have. And now I sort of feel as though there's like this recalibration coming together. Like I cannot stop looking into this deer's eyes. Like it looks so innocent and pure and divine. So, you know, I think for some of you guys, if you're in separation with someone, then this could definitely be that you are both like 100% thinking about each other. With that Gemini, I think going back and forth and that connectivity in the reverse, it could be that you're not physically actually talking and connecting, but you are like ethereally, like, and to set your sights higher, like energetically, your higher selves like are really very connected. Like, I'm seeing this Gemini card, see how they're both sort of like an ethereal ghost-like figure, but they're literally pointing and touching each other's fingers, like they're holding hands. So it's almost like physically you might not be actually speaking, but energetically it's like, I'm seeing like I don't know why, but like, yeah, it's kind of just like this really, it's like a kindred spirit sort of vibe. Anyway, because we did have those messages as well about like nostalgic, I miss you, music reminds me of you. Like maybe one of you guys is listening to a lot of music and it's igniting passion, it's inspiring you, it's reminding you of why you cared for this person so much. You could even have friends, like mutual friends, that you're actually talking to now, or that are thinking of you, that are bringing things up with that friendship as well. It's really interesting. There's a lot of messages that I'm getting for you guys, Aquarius. So let's have a look now into the tarot. What would you like to talk to Aquarius about, Spirit? What's coming up for Aquarius in love? 3 of Swords in reverse. You guys are going to be letting go of heartache and heartbreak, and that's so good to see. We have the Emperor upright, we have the 5 of Pentacles upright, and we have the Queen of Cups in the reverse, with the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck with you. Okay, so that's a lot of hurt, man. That's a lot of betrayal. That's a lot of kicks in the guts. She is literally being absolutely strangled and stabbed to death by that poisonous vine. Okay, so This is interesting, guys. So you are definitely, especially with love being your weakness for the month, 3 of Swords is the card that talks about heartbreak. It's the card that talks about getting your heart broken. You have the 10 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. Both of these are having your heart absolutely smashed, bamboozled by someone, or by like a situation. So I feel as though with the 3 of Swords in reverse coming out, I like that, because the 3 of resort, some of you guys could be going to a resort or just going on a little bit of a holiday, having some time. Anyway, yeah, the 3 of Swords is talking about releasing that heartache. It's letting it go. It's not really allowing it to fester anymore. I feel like you've sort of let it fester for long enough. I think you're actually starting to regain your power, and that's that ignite your passions. So with the 5 of Pentacles coming out, like this is interesting. Yay! I turned it back on this time and I didn't set my locks on fire. Huzzah! So this Emperor and the Five of Pentacles, this is really, really taking your power back after pretty much being left in the cold by someone, by being left out. Like, see how she's literally sitting there. It's almost like I see this card as like a tornado's come through and just torn everything apart, and it was unexpected and it wasn't something she anticipated, and it totally sucks, and she's really down and upset about it. And this Emperor card is sort of saying that you are getting your power back. The Emperor is the divine masculine. It is, I love to say this with the Emperor, like the Emperor isn't born into his empire. He creates it. He makes it himself. And like I was saying before, masculine, feminine, we all have both aspects of the energy within us. So it does not matter your gender. If you have one, it doesn't matter. It's just what energy is most dominant in you at this time, okay? So the Emperor and the Five of Pentacles, like you are seriously, there is still this element of loss that's hanging around, like it's sort of still lingering, and that's where I feel like, that's why love sort of still does come out as a little bit of a challenge, is because it's still sort of you dealing with the leftover remnants of essentially being left behind, and you've been really upset about it. Like, there's no doubt about that. Queen of Cups in reverse. This could also definitely be that the person that you have disassociated with, or that you're having problems with, was a Pisces, Cancer, or a Scorpio. But essentially it's just someone that you felt really deeply for, and that sort of, it feels like it didn't work out. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting with you. That's what I find so interesting about these readings, is some readings I get and I'm like, yep, your person is 100% like blah, blah, blah. You are so like together. And then for other of you guys, I get the feeling like you are separated. So, you know, it's hard because these are general readings, but try and put it where it fits. It doesn't have to be that you're even separated. It could be that energetically you feel a little disconnected. So just take it however it resonates, my love. But essentially, I think you're gaining your power, and you're sort of, because all of these cards are talking about loss and power, whether it's physical, actual power, and like this Emperor is that fiery energy, but this Queen of Cups is pretty much like, it's that watery energy. It's that connectivity I'm feeling, that is just like you can't connect with anybody. It feels as though you're sort of like, it's that isolated hermit mode, and it's that nostalgic, I miss you. Music reminds me of you, like someone being in their feelings in a negative way, maybe for too long. Not that I really think you can be in your feelings for too long, because I feel like all of our healing journeys are completely like relevant to like how long we need to go through it. Like we're all different. But I feel like, oh wow, you have the Lovers underneath that. Oh my God, Aquarius, wow. Okay. I just have to show you this. So you had underneath that Ten of Swords, you had the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ace of Swords. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is you coming back in, like the wheel is turned. Karma is balancing. The wheel is up. It's fortunate. It's on your side. It's coming together. This Ace of Wands is a brand new beginning. It could even be that you actually are going to communicate with this person, or literally, like I was saying, you're having like an epiphany. It's like a breakthrough moment where you just go, oh my God, I've been thinking this way about this thing, and it's not necessary. It's not true. I don't need it. I literally just heard, I don't know why, this is why channeling's so weird. This Frodo thing, some of you guys could have been dealing with someone that gave off like this super like ethereal vibe. I also want to say that they could have also been like into medieval stuff, and you know, like just like that sort of vibe. And or it could be that you're really into medieval stuff and fantasy and things like that, because I feel like Queen of Cups in reverse too is like someone that's like really, really into fantasy, and that is really into like, you know, the world that we can create in our mind, especially with Gemini too, and that creative energy. So yeah, I think like you guys could have been super duper creative when it came to like your love making and stuff like that. It's pretty much what I'm just trying to get at. I don't know why that's coming up, but I'm sorry. It is. So anyway, this Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Swords, that's like the best vibe ever. I absolutely love it. You guys are meant to have a reciprocal relationship. You are meant to have a new beginning, whether it's with this actual person, whether it's with someone new. In a way, I think it might be with someone new completely. I feel as though it's like, you know, the wheel is turned, you've learned your lesson. I feel as though your lesson is literally, It's been like harsh, it's been intense, but it's been to try and get you to set your sights higher, see beyond the person that you had before. That's what this 10th house is as well. It's like legacy. It's seeing the bigger picture with that world. It's seeing everything. It's seeing it all from a higher perspective. And Saturn return age is underneath that as well. So, you know, as you get older, you become wiser and you see things from a different perspective. And that's just the way life goes. That's why, you know, it's so interesting because we all think that our younger years are like our happiest time in our lives. But to be honest, it's like we don't come into our own until we get older. I'm 26 now and I'm only just starting to become my like true authentic self. And I've still got a lot of work to do. So, you know, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. So, that's your energy, guys. Big breakthroughs, big changes. I love it. I really, really love it. The Emperor, the Lovers, like you guys are going to be coming. I think you're going to feel a lot stronger by the end of October. You know, I think that you're going to feel as though love isn't so difficult and it's a little bit more like reciprocal. I'm just saying reciprocal. I don't think you've ever been in a relationship with someone that actually, like, they met you on the same level that you're on. So let's have a look at your person now. Can I please have 4 cards for Aquarius's person? What's going on with their person? Don't know why I'm talking in an English accent. Some of you guys could be English. Some of you guys could be into someone that is English. Or I'm just a total weirdo and I just like to do this and I don't know why. Alright, wow, we have the Priest. More green, heart. Your person's really earthy. Oh my god, the Knight of Pentacles, legit. They're making steady progress, my friend. Steady progress. They're very much connected to you, like I was saying before. Like, you guys are psychically connected. Your higher selves are connected. I think this person with that Grand Cross Provoker was meant to provoke something within you. It was meant to be a catalyst for change. One more, please, Spizza. There's a lot of passion that exists in you, Aquarius, and this person, I feel like they're actually stifling their passion a little bit more. They're thinking and being a bit more practical. Alright, so okay, this person, bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Swords, so that's interesting. They're not being completely honest with you. They haven't been completely honest with you, or you haven't been completely honest with them. But seeing as this is coming up for them, I think it's they actually haven't really been completely honest with you. And it's interesting because you actually have the Ace of Swords. So you're being honest, you're being authentic, you're spreading your truth. I think, and that's the thing with Gemini too. Gemini just, they like to talk. It's an honest energy. It's an energy that just sort of says what it thinks. It's like 100% there can be that like gossipy, like tendency and all that sort of thing, but it's usually like honest, like they're not lying about it, or like the energy of Gemini is pretty much they just like, you know, they'll just bring it all up and lay it all out on the table. So your person is actually feeling as though they're being like they're going through their own healing, but they're doing it kind of privately. It's within them. They're not voicing it. They're not telling you. I feel like they're actually not being 100% like authentic with you as well, because this is the card where she gets trapped inside that poisonous bush, or the poisonous flower, or whatever. Like you saw the 10 of Swords before, that's the result. So this is her feeding the flower. She's feeding the poison. She doesn't realize that she's feeding the poison, that she's allowing herself to get trapped in that bush. So, you know, and see here's 5 of Swords, that's before the 7. She's arguing with her friend in there. You know, like this is like, I feel like your person's going back and forth between themselves or between someone else. They could even be like a bit argumentative, and that's why that Provoker's coming out, because they think they're right. And they think that, you know, things, I just heard it's my way, the highway. So I feel like your person can be very much like, definitely my way, the highway, because the Priest is also a card of like, it's the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is like pretty much, can be like indoctrinated spiritual religion in a way. It's like religion that is like organized, and the fact that it's upright sort of tells me that it's kind of like and it's Taurus energy, so it's like it's being grounded and rooted and stable into something. Like they have a certain belief system, and they want to keep like sticking to it. And this Nine of Pentacles is saying that they are shifting that slowly. They're making steady progress for sure. They're grounding themselves a lot more. They're getting a lot more practical when it comes to their healing. But I feel like they're still not at a point where they can actually be authentic and open and honest and have like a genuine conversation with you. I think they're still back and forth all the time with whether to actually approach you. It feels like there's conflict, you know. They're not sure whether they should actually like speak up and speak out and say anything, because it's like, you know, I feel like there's all this sexual attractiveness, this desire, I can't get enough of you and all that sort of stuff. But then there's also, I miss you, I'm isolated, I'm quiet, I'm nostalgic. Quiet. It's like not really actually opening up and speaking about it. And this Page of Wands in the reverse is kind of a bit like, you know, communications that come off a bit like haphazard, like it's just like a spur of the moment sort of thing. Like you could even be out at a bar or whatever and someone just says something really quickly and it's taken the wrong way. So, you know, that could have happened in your past, but I just feel as though what's coming up with this person is that's still on their mind. They're still trying to heal. They're still trying to sort of walk through all this. I'm going to grab a clarifying card. What is this Five of Swords and then the Knave of Wands talking about, Spirit? Four of Pentacles and the Five of Wands in reverse. Okay. With the Magician at the bottom of the deck. So they're still in the process of, you know, I think they need to like come into more of a genuine truth with themselves. Like I feel like they're actually not honest with themselves first and foremost, and so the spirit's almost in a way keeping them away from you, because you're going through this beautiful transformation and this beautiful like realizations and epiphanies and things, and I feel like this person is still in this deep healing mode, this deep healing energy where they need to still explore, you know, the truth. And it feels as though with this Four of Pentacles coming out, like they're still holding on to the feeling of essentially like something being, like they're holding on and not wanting to let go. And it feels like someone's come in the past and sort of taken something from them, and so they're still sort of like not letting go of that. And with this Five of Wands in reverse, I sort of feel as though it's sort of talking about that conflict again. Like you got the Five of Swords and you got the Five of Wands. One's upright, one's in reverse. It's a competition vibe. It's like there's too many people around them. It's too many people around you. It's like too many opinions coming in at once. It's just too much. I feel like with this person, it's all a little bit too much. It's just, like it's almost exhausting to actually read their energy. Whereas with you, it's a bit more exciting and it's a bit like, holy crap, you're coming into this beautiful major realization. With them, it's actually quite exhausting, to be perfectly honest. So I'm just going to ask for some advice now, and then we're going to close this up because your person's exhausting me. What is your advice? Seven of Wands. Stand your ground, my friend. Stand your ground. What is the advice for Aquarius regarding love in the month of October? One more, please. Ooh. Yep. Cool. Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so the best way to fulfill yourself, the best way to find contentment, the best way to feel happy is to actually connect with your friends, with people around you. Literally, you've got the Three of Cups, which is a card all about friends. You've got Gemini, and you've literally got the card of friendship that came out for you before in your strengths. So it's actually focusing less on relationships, less on love, and more on yourself. Instead of going back and forth, trying to juggle all these different realms of life and, you know, trying to be the perfect girlfriend or trying to find the perfect boyfriend or just trying to like find love in general. It's more so like accept the fact that you kind of need to be on your own at the moment. And the Seven of Wands is defending yourself, defending your opinion, defending just like where you're at. You are strong enough to hold the fort, so keep holding the fort. Don't allow anyone back into your situation, into your life that is just not going to commit, that is literally like, you know, this is the Page of Wands and the Nine of Wands. They're both in the reverse. Your advice is to stay away from someone that is in an immature, you know, sort of energy. Like that's really passionate and powerful and stuff. Oh, that was the wrong card, but you know what I mean. Like, don't just stay away from energies that are not actually going to be solid and stable and committed. There's just no point entertaining it anymore. I feel like you're really needing to come into the understanding that you deserve a lot more. Spend time with your friends, celebrate, go out, have some fun, literally get out of the house, get out and talk to people, get out and, you know, connect with people and have fun with your friends. And I think that you're going to find that love is going to sort of just like, I don't want to say fade, because like obviously it's not, but it's going to become something that isn't so intense and so difficult to deal with and just such a like a major part of your life. And I can feel like my heart chakra actually activating sort of thing. So, you know, there's been a lot of hurt, there's been a lot of loss, there's been a lot of sleepless nights, tears, broken-hearted feelings, all that sort of stuff. So it's time to come home to yourself, because you deserve it. And then once you come home to yourself, you spend time with your friends. You know, they always say when you least expect it, that's when it's gonna happen. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Let me know if this resonated. I hope this was helpful. I hope this could give you a little bit of guidance and confirmation for the month of October. If you guys want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that at www.crystallinepriestess.com. The link will be in the description box below. You can also access it through my YouTube banner. Give this video a like if you did enjoy it and it resonated. It really helps. Subscribe to the channel, because there's going to be new videos every single week. I think next week I'm hopefully going to be uploading some general October readings for every zodiac sign, but we'll see what happens, because they had about 10 seconds left of filming and it ran out of battery. So anyway, yeah, we're going to be doing some general readings and all that sort of stuff. Check out my Instagram, it's linked down below if you feel like doing some daily, enjoying some daily updates and content and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to your angels, your ancestors, your higher self, all the beautiful benevolent beings that are surrounding you in all moments. And I will see you in your next reading, Aquarius. I love you. Bye.